Hey everybody, it's Strict9 with Strict9 GP. Welcome back to another episode of my Draft Day Sports College Basketball 2021 playthrough with the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. We are 9 games into the conference schedule, having just a great season once again. 16-4 overall, 8-1 in the conference, 8-game winning streak. We've got 9 games left, and 5 of them are going to be at home. We are going to play Texas San Antonio, who right now shares the lead in the conference with us, so that's going to be a tough one. But man, this is not the season I expected. I really felt like we were going to take a step back. Now I'm like, man, while you're winning, you got to keep winning. And look at this away record, 7-6. That makes so much of a difference. I ended the last episode by looking at the net quadrants, which has replaced RPI for measuring teams against each other and making those final invites for all those postseason tournaments. Away wins are huge there. So, I said 7-6. We're 5-3. Sorry, but 5-3 is still the best winning percentage in the conference. So it's crazy that we've turned it around. I mean, 2 seasons ago we were 1-13, I believe. We've had multiple seasons, where it's been difficult to win a couple on the road against any competition. I think I've had seasons early on with this Middle Tennessee team where we were winless on the road in conference. So big turnaround there. Hope it continues. I want to look at stats. League leaders, and then we'll go into team stats. But we've got, surprisingly, Steven Johnson is leading in assist in the conference. But points per game, you got Johnson and Hansen both in the top 10. Rebounds per game, assists, you've got Johnson up there. I'm surprised by that. Rebounds, you've got Landrum is third. Big disappointment. Eschmeyer way down here, 28th. He's had an off season. Guy just unfortunately didn't live up to the potential. Baxter doing well in steals, blocks per game. Landrum, I'm really going to miss this guy. I wish I had one more season with him at power forward. I wanted to look at field goal percentage. Brown leading the way there. I think he's hopefully going to be the starter next year. I hope he translates some of these numbers into full minutes. Johnson also doing well. That's really good to see from a point guard. He is 10 at outside shooting, so that's 10 of 10. So good stuff there. I'm liking what I'm seeing overall. If I look at the stats for the team, points for instance, we got 3 guys here, double digits. We got Eschmeyer close. Baxter, he's injured a little bit, but it really tails off down here at the end. I mean, that's why, bench play from Jack and Brown have been so key for us to keep winning. And even Wilcox, he's kind of come out of nowhere and looked pretty decent off the bench. I hope his relationships aren't good, because I think he wants to start. He's just not good enough to start. But we're going to go through real quickly and just try to get through the rest of the season pretty quick. We got Louisiana Tech at home, Texas El Paso on the road, Alabama Birmingham at home. These first 2 games, I think it's going to tell us how the second half's going to go for this conference. And looking at a kind of an upset there with Memphis losing to Wichita State. But this is another one. This is one I just don't want to lose. I would like to win out at home. That would give us the same conference record as we had last year. If we can do that, if we win 5 of these 9 that are going to be at home, that will put us in a good spot. It's going to depend on whether Texas San Antonio and some of these other teams can manage 13 wins or not. They did beat North Texas. Old Dominion now starting to win. They beat Florida Atlantic. All right, so let's see. Can the Magic stay? It does. 83-66. Good win. Johnson, Eschmeyer, Brown. So that's 29 points from the centers. I'm wondering if that really means that we just dominated inside on this one. Good shooting performance again. We're starting to hit that 50+% again. We were really shooting well non-conference. Great free throw shooting performance. We out-rebounded them close in turnovers, but fouls went to us quite a bit too, 11-19. Johnson, 15 points, 3 assists. Hansen, 12 points, 5 assists. Eschmeyer, a good game. I would probably, well, his +2 wasn't as high as +15 for him, but Brown off the bench, dang, he was the better center. 14 points, 8 rebounds. Jack didn't get a lot of points here, but Wilcox, again, you know, he's played pretty well when he's been out there. I don't know what's trying. It might be his shooting inside that's helping him out. He's been a better player than I thought he would have been. So now we're 9-1 in conference. 8 games left. I remember, you know, 2 episodes ago, I guess, talking about, or well, even last episode, starting the season, I was going to be happy with 9 wins because I still think we're a young team in places, and we're still waiting to pick up those recruits. But 9-1, we're playing better than we played last year when we went 13-5 in conference and won the regular season championship of this team. Texas San Antonio, they're scouted to beat us, but barely. That is, like, it's key that it's a home game. Now Charlotte, they could be tough too. We're scouted to beat them, but you know they're not playing as well as they did early. But we're playing them on the road. That could be a tough one. So we got Texas El Paso on the road and Charlotte on the road coming up. I could see us dropping 2 of these real easy. That's why I don't get too confident about the road, even though we're definitely playing better. And I know I talked that up a little bit last episode. It's still tough to beat these teams on the road, and especially a team like this who are probably middle of the conference. They're going to be tough. 76-63. So that's first. We had a 9-game winning streak. That's the first loss we've had since that opener against Western Kentucky. And looking at the box score, shooting was down again. They shot better, way more times at the free throw line, and we had a lot of turnovers, including 7 from Johnson. I know I got to address that somehow. It might be, if we get a good point guard in next year, it might be that he moves over to shooting guard. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that would make a difference, though, in turnovers. Maybe you guys have some suggestions. I don't think it's the offense, because we're not running a fast-paced offense. By now, these guys are going to be used to what we are running. Even, you know, he's well above 50% now in all the offenses that we go with. So I don't know that that's it. Just got to address it. I mean, his last year as a freshman, he had 3 turnovers a game. This year, he's got 3.6. But another thing to mention before I move off, a double-double from Brown. So he continues to play well. I wonder, though, is it going to be that way if I start him? If next year he comes in and I give him the starting job at center right away, is he going to be that good with the minutes? So 8 games, 7 games left now. And I think we're going to have to keep winning, though, to guarantee an NIT spot if we're not going to win the conference tournament. We need an NIT to satisfy the board. They're wanting us to win the conference tournament, obviously, but I just want to keep winning to get some more prestige build up. Oh, and this is an upset. 75-63. Lost to Alabama Birmingham. So we have really started a dive here. Not good. That's a team that we probably should easily beat. I guess they shot 50%. We shot 38%. So there's a big difference. They out-rebounded us. We had a poor game. Hansen was just really shut down. The rest of the team, not too bad. Bench play, they beat us. Really, I think they beat us on the bench too. So man, that was a shocker. So now we're all the way down 2 games behind Texas San Antonio. We're gonna have to really work to even keep that position, I think. Just a game above Florida Atlantic and Rice. Oh my gosh, that was not what I was expecting. And we got Charlotte on the road, Texas San Antonio at home, Rice on the road. All right, so maybe the 9 wins was a comfortable goal at this point. God, I hate when that happens. It's until you play the games, you just never know what you have. And I say that this a lot, but of all the games that I play, sports management related, I feel that way about this one, maybe more than others. So scouting wise, for whatever reason, we're scouted to beat them, but we're going to play them on the road. I'm not taking that one for granted. Rice may be scouted ahead of us. Nope. Again, I don't take that one for granted. So that's two losses in a row on top of that. I mean, a 9-game winning streak, and now we're at probably the toughest part of our schedule. At least, for sure, the toughest part remaining. We could easily go 0-3 here. I thought it was going to be big to have Texas San Antonio at home. Now, it may not matter. So here we go against Charlotte. We need to really be back playing well. And we do. 76-64. I think we redeem ourselves a little bit because losing all 3 of those would have been just really damaging. It's not going to get any easier. Then we got Florida Atlantic coming up, or Florida International coming up. But luckily we got that win. So good road win. Really good road win. Shooting wise, not to 50, but we were definitely a lot better than they were. Way bigger on rebounds. Turnovers close. Player of the game went to Hansen. 11 points in this one. He's not blowing me away, but he has been the best true shooting guard we've had at this team, maybe since I joined him. Baxter had a good game. What's his scoring up to? 7.8. His outside shooting's good, I think, and free throws too. I think eventually, give him time, he might get to a point where he's scoring close to 10 a game. Eschmeyer looked good here. So did Brown, 13 points. They're just a good 1-2 combo. Johnson struggled, but he was a plus 17. 3 turnovers. That's kind of below his average. So a good win, though. I'm not going to fault anybody up for that one. Now, this is the big game. We win this, then we're going to stay competitive. We'll stay with a shot at finishing tops in the conference. We lose it, I think it's Texas San Antonio who's going to win the conference pretty easily. I still so that gives 10 wins. Yeah, I'm still very happy with this season. A couple more wins though, 20 wins again. That would be nice. And this should be it. This is the game. This is the day of the game. So, I didn't see if they lost coming into this one, but they are still 12-1. Anybody else? Florida International loses. Charlotte loses to Western Kentucky. Rice loses. I think it's probably going to come down to Texas San Antonio. And they beat us. So they must be that good, because that's a strong win for them. 80-71. I think that pretty much cements their winning the standings. I don't see how we can catch them, but let's look at the game first. We shot 50%. Turnovers were huge, 9-22, and once again Johnson was 7. I think I'm gonna have to start tinkering. I don't know where that's gonna happen. Again, I don't know that it's with the pace of our offense, and you can't really. I've got the coach preference set for me as to be like not necessarily a slow-paced offense, but not fast-paced. The strategies, though, I looked at that. I remember last season. There's no real way here to, say what's in terms of the pace. I haven't seen it outside of my own, like the coach settings. I've never seen it in game. Yeah, so I got to figure a way to change that. Maybe you guys have some suggestions, because that's obviously at this point a huge negative for us. I mean, I think it's losing us games as a team. Yeah, but Johnson in particular, he's really costing us. He's winning games, and then he's costing us games. All right, so that puts us at 10-4. I think what would be nice now would be, to finish high enough that we at least get a bye, in the first week of the conference, for what it's worth, in the conference tournament. So we're still above a few other teams here. They could catch us. It could definitely be a tight one down the stretch. And we got 4 games, so let's go ahead. We're playing Rice on the road. Oh my gosh. All right, so we just got to get to those last 3 games. I think, last 2 games, I should say, because even Florida International are not going to be a pushover. Rice have, they've turned it looks like they've turned around too. 17 wins already this year. All right, so this would be huge for us in terms of, the standings, staying where we are. Yeah, and we pull it out, 68-61. That gives us 19 wins too, so good bet with 3 to go that we're going to get 20 wins again. And Eschmeyer, he wasn't the player of the game, but he had a good one. 11 points, 8 rebounds. His points are coming back up. Rebounds, not where they were, but not too bad. Landrum had a good game here defensively. 10 rebounds overall. Johnson, player of the game. 3 turnovers, but I can live with that, I guess, with the win. And then the bench, a lot of pluses there I'm seeing. So that's good. Plus, minus. Jack again with 20 minutes. We out-rebounded them. We won the turnover battle. But it's kind of game we got to win. And now standings, that puts us a game over at Florida Atlantic. So we're not going to play them, I don't think, down the stretch. What's the schedule like? So we've got Marshall, North Texas, and then Florida International. If we can somehow beat Florida International, that would be a good sign that we will hold on to that second spot. This is, though, Florida International, they've been really competitive. I think I mentioned already. They've won the conference tournament last year when they were not the best, or definitely not the highest seeded team going into the conference. They've been to that's the second time in 3 seasons they've won the conference tournament. So at this point, you got to give them a pretty good nod at being the best, having the best run from this conference over the last few years. Maybe we'll get lucky in the tournament, in the conference tournament anyway. Maybe that's what it boils down to. This could be the year we go. Because anything can happen when you get to those games. All right, so this is huge. It's not going to completely crap out the season. I mean, Western Kentucky beat Rice. Who was the other one? Florida Atlantic. They lost. So we'll still be in a tie there if we lose with Western Kentucky and Florida Atlantic. Yeah, and that's what it's gonna come down to. 91-80. I knew you weren't gonna beat this team on the road. They're probably playing to salvage their season. They're 13-14 now, but they got shot us a little bit. Turnovers, we won that battle. It's just, it's the fouls. That was a huge issue. Landrum fouled out early. Just got 9 minutes in the game. So that's where Jack's playing, I bet. They're putting him in at power forward. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But I guess you got to put him where you got to put him. Brown wasn't too bad off the bench, but you get 1 turnover from Johnson. Finally, pretty good from him. Baxter was not too bad. But that's a tough team. Record does not mean anything, I get, against them. Oh, cancel that. So now we're down to the last week of the season. 11-5 in conference. So if we win these next 2 games, we'll equal a record from last year when we won the conference. So that's how good Texas San Antonio is doing this year. And we got to hope that they just have a loss. Or no, not necessarily that they have a loss. We've got to hope that Western Kentucky and I think it was Florida Atlantic. We got to hope that they have a loss. So we're still, like I say, we're still a game above those two. Man, nobody's catching Texas San Antonio. They're really good. I wonder if they're even getting media attention here. Probably not, just because of the conference in terms of the prestige of that conference. And where's our net ranking, by the way? Can I see that under schedule? Yeah, so we're 60. Would that put us on the bubble watch, I wonder? Wow. It would put us right at the top on the bubble watch. That really stinks, because just a little bit better, and we're going to be invited, I think, to the conference. God, that's painful. I mean, number one on that bubble watch, which means we're out. That's really all that means. We're close, but no invite. Now, would that change if we manage to win these next two? I don't know. I think that would be, to me, getting an invite to the tournament would mean a little bit more than having to play your way in by winning the conference tournament. In terms of the reputation, I think, of your program. So we beat Marshall easy for their 20th win of the year. I got to say, two seasons ago, I would have thought we would still be, this is the goal that we would probably be trying for, but not 2 years in a row. So Florida Atlantic lost as well. So this one, good defensive performance, 34% shooting for them. We out-rebounded them. We won the turnovers. Steven Johnson kept his turnovers low, scored 17 points. He's up to 13 points a game. Really good, a good season again from him. And overall, his assists are up quite a bit. Just get his turnovers down, and this guy's going to be one of the better players. Baxter has had a few games here. I've noticed that he's looked good. That was a solid performance from him. Brown off the bench, no surprise. He's probably going to keep that 10-plus points per game average this year. Good bench play from a lot of guys there, so that's good. So one more win, and I want to look at the bubble watch because I was curious as to what. Or I think I think this is something that you don't. Yeah, it's not updated until maybe the end of the week. All right, so is North Texas looking for the upset? They're 9 wins. They're probably going to come in here thinking, man, we can't go out of here with 20 losses. So this is a lot of pride for them. For us, it's just, I think it's a sign that we're more stable than I thought. That maybe last year was for real, and Texas San Antonio just happened to have a year that you're probably not going to see too often, winning almost all the conference games the way they have. All right, so here it comes. Last game of the season. I don't know that this will matter too much, except, you never want to lose. But I don't think it's going to affect our standings for the most part. Yeah, we're gonna finish second. Man, 17-1, won 13 in a row. We just we want to win just so that net doesn't get impacted. But we're gonna finish second in the conference, so. And we do. We win. Man, poor North Texas, 9-20. But 21 wins for us. Incredible, really, to have 20-plus wins back-to-back. Considering, if you've watched this playthrough, you know how bad we were when I took over. 10-19 the first season. Not too much better that second season. And Western Kentucky, they lost on the road to Marshall. They really didn't turn out to be the team that I thought they would be. 45% shooting, a lot of free throws here that we hit, 39 rebounds, turnovers close, Hansen 17 points, good game from him, and turnovers, Johnson, he's down to 3.4, so he got a little bit better as the season went on. Brown off the bench, good finish for him. I'm looking forward to seeing if this guy can really start next year. That's going to be a big one. But that's the way we finished the season once again. Dang, that's incredible to me. I mean, I feel like we got a good shot at the NIT. Look at our history now. It's not going to show the season recap, but for me, if I go, is it The Office that it shows me? Yeah, I'm 72-52 now with this team. I've got a below average reputation, but I'm hoping that's going to start picking up a little bit after these two games. The recruiting class, is there anything to worry about there? Nope, still doing pretty good. They're holding their rankings, looks like. And we left, look at all these hots down here. We left a lot of players, out there because we're just finally starting to get noticed, I think. So we're at Saturday. Let's go ahead and finish the week. I'm going to send to that conference tournaments. And I think that will update, if I'm not mistaken, that will update the bubble watch. And it will also show where we're going to be. We'll also be able to look at where we're going to be at with the conference tournament. We will have the bye, but last year we lost early, and I think it was Florida International who beat us. We got nobody declaring for the draft, which is no big surprise. If I look at the polls, Kentucky, number 1, they had a good season last year. Kansas always up there. Georgia Tech won the title last year, and they're nowhere on here. So, not sure what happened to them. That doesn't mean anything because they always come through in the tournament if they get there. So we've moved down a little bit in terms of who's out. I mean, we're going to have to win the tournament to make it. There's no question. But I'm just hoping that I just really hope that we can make at least the NIT. I don't see why we wouldn't with that kind of performance. But last thing I want to check before we move on, I want to look at how the grid is for the conference tournament. And you know what? We're doing pretty well on time for the most part. I think I'm going to play through the conference tournament. I mean, that's gonna mean a whole lot anyway. So we would be playing the winner of Charlotte, Alabama, Birmingham, and then we're up there in that Western Kentucky. It's always going to be tough there anyway, but let's just go and get through it. And I'm going to look at the game grid view because here's the first few games. Let's see what it looks like. So we're either going to be playing, I believe it was Charlotte or North Texas. It's going to be Charlotte, but looking at the games themselves, they beat Alabama, Birmingham, Florida International. They knock off UTEP. You know, it's no surprise. They just do this every year. They're so tough in the tournaments. I mean, they're 8-10, and they win. You know, I just don't want to play them, and I think we're in that bracket. I know I'm bouncing over the place here. I think no. Texas San Antonio is going to have to play them, thankfully. But they can knock them off. We just got to get through. We just got to win ours. So, can't get carried away. I just want to win. Tournaments are so freaking hard. Well, now we did well in the NIT, but these conference ones really just rip your heart out sometimes. You have a great season, and lose. I think Austin Peay one year we had a great season and couldn't win a game in the tournament. So March 7th, Texas San Antonio knocks off Florida International. Western Kentucky would be who we would play if we managed to win. The suspense, it does that. And we win, 22 wins now. Johnson had a good season, or a good game, 15 points. I wonder how his turnovers were. So, boy, that's a tough one. Western Kentucky, dang. We're always sketchy against them. How did we win this one? Good defense, 37. Well, we had to have good defense. Our shooting was terrible. We did win the turnovers, though, and we out-rebounded them. Johnson, great scoring, and really Landrum. Man, he had a good game. Off the bench, Brown, no surprise, +9, 8 points, 4 rebounds, and only 14 minutes. Turnovers, though, Johnson 5. He's gotta stop that. So now Marshall is still alive here too, I noticed. That would be a good thing for them after the season that they've had. And I'm just gonna say it. I really don't expect us to win. Texas San Antonio wins easily. Oh, but we do, 80-56. It just, you never know. You never know what's going to happen. That gives us 23 wins now. That was way better than I thought it would be. Good defensive performance. We did look great in turnovers, 14-24. And we just shot really well. And Brown off the bench was player of the game. Good for him. Jack looked good off the bench. Wilcox got 8. Oh, he looked really good off the bench. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if he leaves with those kind of relationship ratings. All right, so let's get to it. This is going to be for the championship. The winner goes to the Final Four tournament. Loser potentially goes home. I don't know if this is really going to matter too much in terms of, well, we're not going home, but, we're not going in the tournament. So let's get it done. Let's get it done again. Oh, we're in. 85-81. What a shocker. We are going to the tournament. Oh, man, that is way unexpected. Maybe too early, but I don't care. 85-81. Whoa. Baxter, great performance, 16 points. Eschmeyer, good game, 10 points, 9 rebounds. Johnson, 6 assists, 7 turnovers. All right, we'll overlook that. Hansen, a good one. Off the bench, Wilcox. Man, he's going to be hard to keep, I think. But what a performance. 56% shooting. We won in turnovers. Wow, mind blown. This is totally unexpected. Whoa. And I just even overlooked those scouting reports. So we are going to the Final Four tournament. NCAA tournament, however you want to say it. Ah, man. That is unbelievable. So let's just finish out this week. I was hoping that the episode wouldn't go this long, but here we are. So I am going to save the selection shows, all that stuff, for the next episode. We'll take it next episode. But wow, that is incredible. I cannot believe we did that. It goes to show for Texas San Antonio, for their point, man, here's here's a team that was just dominating, and they wound up potentially not even going to the tournament. They may be going to the NIT, but the bubble watch, it doesn't show. You have to go to the actual selection show. And I think, we were in the 50s. That moved us up to 47. Texas San Antonio, where are they going to be? Are they ahead of us? Yeah, they're up here at 24th. They might actually get an invite. That would be pretty cool to have two teams from our conference in there. But for us, in terms of what it looks like, we really, it helped us getting that win against them in the tournament. Getting that win against Western Kentucky in the tournament, neutral, those helped. But wow, I'm a little stunned. So next episode, we're going to be playing for the big stuff. And I'll probably, this time around, I might go through the selection show. Why not? But thanks for watching as always. We'll see you next episode. And, hopefully we'll get a Cinderella going. Who knows? Thanks.